Okay.
Okay.
We're here. We're back.
We're back.
It's a new week.
Okay. Speaking of, on British Baking Show where they're like, come back tomorrow for like their like final bake, their third one. They're like, we'll see. Have you ever noticed they don't fucking change clothes?
Yeah.
I'm like, so is it tomorrow or you made them put on the same clothes they baked in yesterday?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, man. It really fucks me up. Like, every time they're like, and we'll be back for, like, like the big one tomorrow. Yeah. And then they come in the same clothes. And Prue and Paul, like, everybody's in the same clothes. And I'm like, so did we... Like, same hair, same makeup, same clothes, same jewelry.
I think it's all within the same day.
I know, but then, okay, my follow-up thought is, what a bunch of asshats. You're going to make them sit there and stand there and bake for 9 hours straight, and then be like, okay, see you guys tomorrow, and then we have to pretend it's a new day?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, we're recording this at the same time we recorded last week.
We usually do. It's all like we record.
We do little
back to
chunkies.
back. Yeah.
But that was just my rant on British Baking Show.
I feel like with the British Baking Show too, it's like they
just be honest.
For each one, it's like they do. I think like the first two in 1 week, like in. I don't know. It was like in a day, right?
Yeah, it's in a day. And then they're like, we'll see you guys tomorrow for like your final bake.
Yeah.
But then they come back and they act like it's the same day. Or they act like it's tomorrow, but we're wearing the same clothes. And I'm like, what day is it?
They probably have them like, just make sure you look how you looked the other day or something.
It's super weird to me. And then that, like on the intro, when they show like the cake, that one missing berry. Have you ever noticed that? There's like one perfect spot in the bottom right-hand corner for that like raspberry or whatever.
I think that's part of the cake itself. Like that's how it is.
Put it on there.
My OCD
I cannot watch the intro. I have to skip it because it triggers me so much. And then like if I don't notice it, Chris will be like, "Oh, it's still missing." And I'm like, "You fucking ass, okay?"
I just love that they get to, it's only a few days, and then they get to go home.
Yeah.
It's like wherever they're at.
They don't have to stay there.
No, I'm like, that's nice. They can talk to their family. Mm-hmm. They can do all that. I'm like, I just love that show. Because it's just, everyone's so nice.
And the music is like warm and fuzzy. It like makes, like it tickles like a part of my soul that doesn't get tickled often. I'm like.
It's not like American, or I've seen some Australian, where it's like, it's just a competition. Like, it's fend for yourself, all that. And they're just like, no. Like, can I help you with this?
Yeah, like,
I'm
if
finished.
you're
can
done,
I help you,
what do you need help with? Like,
yeah.
And you finished already, haven't you, this
No,
season?
I have a few more episodes for this season. Because, like, I stopped, like, and I had to wait. And then I just never went back.
Okay.
So, like, I have to finish.
We're only, like, halfway through.
Yeah.
So, we saw who went home last night. I was like, no, I really liked you.
Every time.
I really liked you. It's hard to, like, dislike anybody that comes on British Baking Show.
Yes.
And I'll try to hate on somebody, and then they say something, and I'm like, well, okay.
All right, Mr. Nice Person.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I really wanted to dislike you. I wanted you to go home, but now I like you. I don't want you in the top 3, but I don't like... damn.
Everyone's so nice. That's what we get for being American. Like being conditioned to be like, you have to hate everyone on a competition show.
Like, well, really though. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what I was watching the other night. I was like, you dumb fucking bitch. And Chris looked over at me and I was like, they put themselves on reality TV for my viewing pleasure.
I'm going to judge.
I'm going to view how I want to view it, okay? Like,
I just like watching like Hell's Kitchen or some shit like that, and you're just sitting there like, because I know how to make, I'm such a pro.
Yeah, no.
You're like, oh, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, and I'm like,
why did you not roast that long enough? Why?
I'm like, I can't even cut my vegetables like that. I have to get like a vegetable like cutter thingy.
But all of a sudden, I'm a Michelin chef.
Once I step into my kitchen, I sure as shit am. I may not know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna act like it.
All about confidence.
That gets you half the way.
Yep.
If not more.
Well, I'm Chris.
I'm Kara.
We're the Midnight Babes.
Woo!
Oh, you tried?
Trying to make her, what?
That tail does not cooperate.
Her ass wasn't moving. It's like mine. Just we ain't got enough junk in the trunk. It does look like me. It's the whole body, you know? Remember my bachelorette party every time I tried to Tina?
It's not working. Oh, God.
Well.
Yep.
Enough horsing around.
Get the fuck out of here.
She's a unicorn. Enough unicorning around.
I hate you.
I know. Just be like, Jacob, you can't give me any jokes. Kara loaded me up today.
Like a dud.
Okay, so I read Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman because it was blowing up on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I gotta read it. And I probably read it like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like, read it, you hoe.
Yep.
Like, hurry up so we can review it.
I finally read it.
So we have thoughts,
Yeah.
I guess. Again, we're gonna spoil some things, so we'll start there.
And I will say, this book, there's some books that get too hyped up on TikTok. This is definitely one of them for me. For sure. People were like, it's so good. It was so scary. All right. My take, it was good for the first half.
Like 60% of the book, yeah.
Oh, it was like 40% for me.
Okay.
For sure. Like, it was a lot less than you, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, all right, the first part of it, I was like, yeah, this is
creepy.
It's giving me mama vibes. It's giving me Coraline vibes. Just because, like, the other mommy and, like, how it's kind of interacting with, like, being her friend. Like a typical haunting, you should say. Not haunting, but, like... Entity coming out of the closet. But then you get to a certain part, and I'm just like, this is boring.
You're like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, because then it turned into more about the secrets their parents had, and it's just cheating.
Yeah, and that's where, like, I ended up going to Reddit.
Okay. Because
I was like, what the fuck happened with that ending? So, I guess we'll first start by saying... The, like, tagline for Goodreads is a chilling horror novel about a haunting told from the perspective of a young girl whose troubled family is targeted by an entity she calls Other Mommy. It's from the New York Times bestselling author of Bird Box. Okay, I will say, it's written from, like, this 8-year-old girl's point of view.
Which was fun.
Which was cool. I don't think I've ever, like, read a book written from a child's POV.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, sentences are cut off when her brain, like,
just
goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that was a bit confusing.
That was nice.
But then, you're able to follow it. Like, if you can put yourself in a child mindset, it's an easy read. Like, it's very fast because it's really spaced out, too. It's spaced weird and, like, again, like, one line she'll start to say something, and then, like, her thought will be interrupted, and so, like, something else comes out. That was cool. I've never read a book from a child's, like, POV like that. Yeah. A full book. Like, I mean, it's all from her POV. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. I like that. I thought the mommy that comes out of the closet is creepy, and she keeps talking about carnations.
Yeah, carnations.
I was like, what the fuck does this entity want to do with flowers?
Having hair having hair everywhere, like hair on the back of the arms, on the hands.
Yeah, he did a really good job at giving this, like, terrifying image.
Well, like, the face of, like, the eyes, like, being down here, upside down. Like, it's never...
It's never, right or, like, accurate.
Yeah. It was, like, that first part of it, like, I had to put it down because it was starting to creep me out reading at night. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want to be dreaming about this. Like,
she is, like, having issues in her bedroom, the little girl, and, like, her parents are coming in, and there's nothing in here.
Yeah.
And she's like,
well, and saying at first, like,
bitch, there is.
Other mommy is a friend and everything. But then she starts asking, can I go into your heart? And she's like, no.
Because her parents had always told her that, like, her heart was, like, a safe, like, secret place or something. And, like, never to, like, let anybody in. Like, the author touches on that.
Yeah.
But it gets, and this is where it starts to get weird. So, like, she keeps saying no. Like, you can't come into my heart.
And then other mommy starts getting mad.
Yes, and so, like, things start escalating.
Yeah.
Like, beyond Bella, the little girl. Like, her parents start getting involved.
Well, yeah, because, like, they had a party, and usually she's upstairs with, like, the babysitter, not, or, like, and then she'll come down.
That was one of my favorite parts, actually.
And, like, she'll come down and she dances, and everyone loves how she dances, and so she'll put on a little show for...
By the way, I thought that shit was creepy weird. Yeah. I would never be like, come here, little kid, come dance for all my drunk-ass friends.
Yeah, well, okay, the parents were just something else. Mostly the mom. She was pissing me off.
Yeah, she was a
and then we kind of find out, like, why.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, like, they come downstairs, she puts on her her party outfit. She comes down, she's having fun, she's dancing, and then Marcia, one of the mom's friends,
she's the first one to see other mommy.
Because other mommy decides to make herself known a little bit more. And then it just kind of, like, goes from there, and then it's,
the mom.
Then her mom actually fucking sees her. That's when everything really starts to pop off.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they start talking about, like, the secret. Like, the cheating secret. And...
Well, what kills me is that, like, because it is in her point of view, Bella's, the fact that these parents, because, like, they get blitzed, and apparently, like, they'll put Bella to bed, but they sit there and fucking talk to her like an adult. Like, this is what's going on. Like, she's a fucking therapist.
And it's
like,
not appropriate.
No! No!
Like,
and like,
it's
she's
not,
never fully asleep.
Yeah, like, she pretends so that she can listen to these, like, adult stories, but what
the fuck? And her mom, you know, like, she kind of sees her mom, like, at this party holding another dude's hand, like, in the back, and she's like, is no one else seeing this?
Yeah,
like
what,
is Daddy not seeing
the
it?
girl is, like, connecting the dots, but then, like, the other mommy is also, like, telling her, like, what has happened. Like, your mommy, your, like, real mommy, cheated on your dad, or what?
Like, disguised herself as her mom. Dude, and was like, all of a sudden, like, this is what's happening, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, the fact, number one, that both of these parents are like laying everything out, thinking their child is asleep and they can't communicate and talk to each other.
Yes, it's so weird. The babysitter, Kelvin, dude, that was fun. I liked having him come in there as just, like, a different POV, like, as somebody that connected to the girl, was, like, pretty understanding, and then was like, oh my fucking god, get me out of this house. That was fun. But it was just really weird. Like, it was good. Like, it was spooky, and, you know, like, other mom was spooky. You know, we learned that the carnations is reincarnation, and that's why she wants in Bella's heart, I assume, to be reincarnated. The entity. But the way they end it, which we do spoilers, so, like,
you're gonna get spoiled, because, like, this is just BS to me.
And she just lets her in. She's like, okay.
She's, like, tired of everything, because her dad knows Lois Anthony, who is, like, an occultist.
Yes.
You know? She's trying to
help.
But
she actually just makes shit worse.
Yeah,
if we're going to be honest.
But,
she pissed me off. I was like, get out of here.
But, like, it finally just kind of gets to the point, and they mentioned this earlier in the book, too. It's like, how many times can someone ask before you finally break down and say yes?
And that's, part of me wonders if that's part of the book. Or, like, part of why.
Yeah, because, like, throughout the other mommy is just asking and asking, and she's like, no, no, no. And then with everything going on and the fact that, like, other mommy killed someone.
Up, yeah.
And boom, boom, boom. Like, she's finally like, I just want this to fucking end.
I just want it to be over.
Yes.
So, like, go ahead and get in me.
Yeah, because, well, and, like, the thing is, too, at the end, like, we'll talk about how she haunts and all that shit, but, like, this ending is mom and dad go upstairs, try to fight this thing, like, we have to do it ourselves. Like, we can't have the outside help. Like, it just needs to fucking happen. And we're just done. We're over it. And then, of course, other mommy attacks mom and dad. So I'm like, are they fucking dead, number one? Because they were just laying down on the carpet. And then she's like, fuck it. Yes, get into my heart. And all, like, you just see, or, you read that other mommy's eyes. You're like, whew. And then
excited.
It feels like she's floating, and then she can, like, see herself on the bed, and she's in the closet, and then she just looks up like, oh, this is where she comes from, and then it fucking ends.
Yeah, so I really liked the book until the ending. The ending like really threw me off, and I did like a Reddit dive about like what people thought the ending was about. And this is the what I've looked for. I've seen quite a few of these same theories.
Okay.
Other Mommy is simply an embodiment of secrets that the walls hear and what people hide in their closet. So in this case, it is a secret that will enter Bella's heart and change her for good. Bella was just not prepared yet and didn't have the tools to understand. When secrets are out, they're usually scary. So remember that Dado had the talk about the emotions and feeling different peaks and valleys of scares. It prepares Bella for big secrets to come. So when, in the end, Bella finally understood everything, she opened her heart to Other Mommy and became a person with a new perspective in life, which I think is this is where she came from, like the seeing.
Okay.
And her switching places means she now has a secret of her own that she will hide in the closet or wherever that is. So there's like, I've seen a lot of correlations into like the mom being like like how secrets affect us.
Like, I can see that, but at the same time, why is it manifested as an entity?
I know.
That's what's going to throw me off, because I could see that if it, like, they weren't seeing this entity. They weren't seeing things like that, and it's just all in the little girl's mind.
Yep, those were just the most, like, common theories I found. And I was like, okay, well, like, I guess that can make sense into me.
I don't like it.
The big secret turned her into a mean person that could even hurt her family. It was expressed in many instances that there's a dichotomy of kindness and meanness, and Bella must choose to be kind. But also, she can be mean because nobody is perfect. See, it may also be Bella was possessed over by the secret she could not take anymore. Someday she may be reincarnated when she is older to meet a friend who will let her into their heart. Reincarnation makes people alive again. Maybe the once innocent Bella who died will come back if another one is willing to take her in. So, I mean, there's lots of theories about, like how the ending was the way it was. But, like, I still am like, I don't necessarily know. You know what I mean?
No, because, like, the Other Mommy was so terrifying. Multiple people saw Other Mommy. It was, like, extremely scared.
Marsha, the mom, Calvin, babysitter. Evelyn. Yeah.
Because, like, yeah. And then,
Lois kind of sees her, yeah.
And then that Brian dude, who is fucking piece of shit. Which is, like, that's normal. Any paranormal investigator type thing is, like, they're just fucking, you know, frauds. You know? It's like, oh, I touched it. I just wanted to see it. And then he dips. One more time. I finally saw one. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I was like, this motherfucker.
But, like, that fucking happens.
I know, but I was like, this motherfucker. This poor family. And you're like, I just wanted to see one.
But I think what really bugged me about this book is that it turned into, Mommy's just, like, a serial cheater. Has cheated her entire time, especially with Dado. And then come to find out that Dado's not actually Bella's real father. But, like, has been there since she was pregnant. You know, like, because of her past marriage or whatever. And, like, Dado, she cheated on her husband with Dado and then... And also the whole fucking Dado thing throws me the fuck out.
Dado.
I don't like it.
Dado.
I don't like it.
It makes me feel like I'm living in Bluey. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Love Bluey, but not in that way. But it just turned into, it's because of Mom. It's because of this mom's, like, fucking issues and how she doesn't want to be there and she wants to live her life and she, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like, putting all that stress and, like, insecurity and taking Bella's, like, innocence in that way, like, away from her.
And it was very much like Other Mommy wanted to, like, replace Mommy.
Yes.
Like it was very much like, I'm gonna be better, but, like, how?
How?
You an evil entity, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
my whole thought throughout this whole book, too, was, like, Other Mommy just wanted to possess Bella. And,
Bella,
like,
yeah.
switch the places. You go back to, like, fucking hell or wherever I'm from.
The
and then
closet.
I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Live
my
your life. And, you know, maybe be fucking, like, Damien type of situation
Yeah,
where
like,
you're just a demon wrecking
but
havoc
it's the
on
fact that,
Earth.
like, we didn't know.
Nothing.
And so, like, I mean, like, I'm continuing to pull up, like, other, like, endings. Like, the final chapters reveal other mommy cannot be entirely destroyed, but can be banished, at least for now. The family remains haunted by the trauma, but they have survived the ordeal. For now.
How did they survive?
I don't know. The lingering horror of the unresolved nature of the other mommy's presence is what makes the ending particularly effective. You're left wondering if at any moment she might come back, waiting for another opportunity to strike. I don't know. I didn't wonder that because I was like, the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Other mommy was creepy. Okay? Like,
yeah.
He did a good job at making her creepy. I just didn't necessarily, like, love the way it ended. It felt really rushed. Like, we just kind of, like, tied it together as best as we could.
And once the parents really started to talk in, like, especially to her when she's, like, sleeping and all that, and going through that, like, that's when I started getting really annoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I get it, they're drunk, or they're high,
but, like, also go sit on the couch and, like, talk to each other or something, because an 8-year-old doesn't need to hear this, whether it's when they're awake or even if they're asleep. There should be nothing.
Yes, and, like, and I get what Lois was trying to do. Like, maybe she wants her innocence, and there's a way to take it away. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that I understood.
That I followed very much.
And then having that conversation and, like, maybe
we need to do that.
Yeah, but it's like after all of that, and it wasn't even like mommy was cheating. It was daddy's not my real daddy. Mm-hmm. And then she goes into the lake, and you know all that, screams under the lake. Other mommy's trying to grab her. Blah blah blah. And yeah, I think it was like after that point, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it just kind of just wavered off, right? Like it had a really strong start, and then it just kind of like tapered off, and I was like, what?
It's like I kind of wasn't into the mom.
She
wasn't like at my no. Dado was. I liked him more because he was trying to make it lighthearted. He truly cared about his daughter,
and he was trying to like connect the pieces in a way that she could understand.
Yes,
not like some over her head shit. Like he was very much speaking to like an 8-year-old whenever he was trying to have these conversations with her. But yeah, I thought it was weird.
Great strong beginning. And then just
tapered off. Yeah, it was. I agree. It's one of those that TikTok really was like, this is the best book I've ever read. And I was like,
no.
Cool writing style. I've never read something from a POV of a
child like that. No.
That was super cool. But
the only one I did read that's a POV of a child, but like kind of not as well, was Baby Teeth. And I will say, didn't fucking like that book. I found it extremely boring. Okay. It was lame. That's why I told you, like, don't even fucking read it. Don't even bother reading. But that was in, like, a POV of a child, but that child was more of, like, it gave, orphan vibes.
Oh,
where she wanted to marry dad. She wanted to kill mommy, but, like, it was their actual kid. You know, it was that type of situation. But it was just really fucking boring. I'm sorry. It was fucking boring. And I'm like, how many times have we done this? It was literally like the same, like, play-by-play. So
over and over?
Yeah, okay. But it didn't have the cool, like, how it cuts off and how it was kind of like... You know, talk about...
Yes!
Do you remember, like, for those who are older, back in the day, if you read those YA novels, like Crank... And
because we were talking, I was like, I forgot about Crank.
And like Crank and like those type, I forget the rest of the names, but like their pages were all over the place. Mm-hmm. Like it was like here, and then you know just kind of like here's one sentence turn. You know, the Crank trilogy, yeah.
Oh, Glass and Fallout.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the one that. Mm-hmm.
That's the one I had too.
So the writing reminded me of that, or like the format of the pages in a way. What?
It's been banned? The American Library Association, the book has been frequently banned and challenged in the United because of
and being sexually explicit. Okay.
Oh, so meaning like I couldn't go get it in a public library.
Yeah.
I think when people like hear like it's a banned book, they're thinking it's gone forever. It's just like you can't go to like a school library or a public library and get it. You can still get them online.
And then speaking of, especially on TikTok right now, like how everything's going with the world, the U.S. country, I will say, been a rough fucking week. Oh yeah, so sorry for not posting like the first week of November.
It was just a week, okay?
It was a fucking rough week with the election, and I know we're still kind of going through it, and yeah. We didn't post, and I'm like,
it was just a week, dude.
I meant to post something on TikTok and all that, be like, hey, we're not sharing, but if you know,
we made it.
Y'all fucking know.
We survived the week.
The whole world was watching. But really yeah, honestly, but with the banned books that are happening now, I think it's because of that. Like, they can't be. A lot of people are confused. Like, it's not going to be public, like library.
Yeah, people are like they're banning books, and I'm like, whoa.
We have free speech.
Up, right? Like, take a step back. Like, do you not remember a few years ago when they banned Crescent City or Akotar out of like college libraries and shit? Okay, that doesn't mean you can't go online and get it. You can't. You can still go on Kindle and get it. So like when I hear banned book, I'm immediately like, okay, well, like, can I go on Amazon and get it?
Yeah.
Like, what do we mean by banned? Like,
let's
look a little bit further into
library.
it. Because it's typically, like, a public or, like, a school library that it's no longer
But they can't just be like, no, you cannot sell this in the U.S.
Yeah,
like,
that's
going against our amendment rights.
Yeah, so freedom of speech, and that's where it gets really, like, fucking sticky. Too. And it's like, we don't want to be there. We just want to read our goddamn books, okay?
Yeah.
I don't like this world. I would rather live in a fantasy world.
I want to escape.
I
don't have the funds to escape.
I don't even care
country.
if other mommy with fur is where I'm escaping to. You know?
At this point.
At this point, I don't give a shit. So, liked it. I mean, out of 5, I'd probably give it like a 2.5.
Yeah, I think I rated it as a 3 just because I liked the beginning and I liked the concept. But if you want I will say, if you want something like this book, just go watch Mama. Just go watch Mama.
That's a great movie.
Great fucking movie. How Guillermo del Toro made the look of Mama, that's what I envisioned, but like a little bit more like the face being turned around and shit. Yeah. And it's not, you're not dealing with the parents like bickering and like talking to their kid like, oh yeah, I fucking cheated. No, it's like she's living with the girlfriend at this point, whatever. So like, go watch Mama.
Mama.
Guillermo del Toro.
Again, it was just, this book was just overhyped as hell.
Oh my god. And I paid for this book.
Dude, I did too, and I was like, oh, fuck me, why did I pay for that?
Thankfully, it wasn't that expensive.
No.
So like, it was an okay price for the book, but
it was alright. You need to read some John Athan books.
Yes.
So, like, Are Your Parents Home was the most recent one, and I told you, I was like, I picked the wrong time to read that, because I was staying at my parents' house, dog sitting, and no, my parents were not home, and I told you, I was like, this author is, like, so gory. It like he has scenes that remind me of Terrifier. Remember when I was talking about how like in Terrifier, like the first one, he's like flipping the arms around and like 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 taking them all apart. His books be like that, dude. I mean, they are gore. Like there are some scenes where I'm like, what, huh? And I mean, it pops off. It like
sweet. I love when books do that. When it's like right off the gate, I'm like, that's what hooks me.
Like the first couple pages, she's like, there's somebody at my door trying to get in, and my parents are not home.
Grab a fucking knife, bitch.
And it is.
What I see is great because when I think of like my parents, I have my parents split, got remarried, right? So like I have 2 parents' homes. One here, one back at home in Alaska. The one here, I could just grab whatever sword weapon, like at my dad's place, because like he has all that shit. But if I go to my mom's, they have guns all over the house.
Yeah, you're like, I got options.
It's Alaska, baby. We got guns, and like I know she has one that's right there in the bookcase right next to the fucking door. So it's like I was raised. I know the proper like everything.
I'm ready
right?
to go.
But if I go for but if I go to my dad's, I'm like, I just grab a mace, like fucking Warhammer, shit like that. So I'm like, I have 2 different options.
I got all the
I
options.
mean, it's great because like in our place, in our house, like we don't have a gun, but we do have Warhammer. We do have all that, so it's like fucking try it, bitch.
Try me.
I like weapons where it's like if I can use some physical energy, not just like pulling a trigger, like those are great in like certain senses. Like it feels nice, whatever. But like if I could take your knee out with a fucking axe,
I'd rather. You know what I really want to do is I want to go to a rage room and like break a bunch of shit with you. I just want to like, dude, like I want to get out like the most like feral like parts of me.
Yes.
Like, inside.
I was thinking about that. Like we
screams
should.
like
And like see if we can't get the footage.
Yes, that would be fun. I've always wanted to do one.
Same.
I'm all about like,
and we have them here.
I know. I'm like, let's get that anger out or something.
We'll
that
definitely.
Frustration.
We need to do that.
Yeah, we'll do that this winter, especially when there's like nothing to do and it gets cold. We can go inside and do one.
Just fucking rage it. Oh, that'd be great.
Yes. So we'll be back with, what am I reading right now? Well, we'll be back with Are Your Parents Home by John Athan, because I really want you to read that one.
Yes, I will read that one.
And then we're going to do Briar Valley by Jay Rose, because obviously we want to finish that. I do see that Phantasma is already on our list.
Oh, sweet. We did already. That's what I'm reading currently. It's Phantasma, something like that.
Phantasma.
I'm loving it so far. FYI.
I am reading. What the fuck am I reading? What's it called?
Edge of Darkness? No.
Yeah, the Edge of Darkness trilogy by Lee Rivers. We will definitely need to review these.
And Lee Rivers, she did
the
Little Stranger.
Yes.
Okay.
And I understand that like Little Stranger, you didn't necessarily like love it. I don't think. I absolutely fucking love this series.
That
like
one?
I started the first book and I was done within like 24 hours. Like I couldn't put it down. And it's I Hate You. It's I hate you.
Well, because like Little Stranger or whatever is that
foster home.
It's
right?
a foster home. It's taboo. That's fine and dandy. I don't give a fuck. Everyone loved Malachi or loves him, and I'm just like,
I like Cade from these books.
Yeah, I think Malachi was just a little. There are certain points where I did like him, but I don't know. There's something about him that even for me, like even reading with the dark romance, even all of the taboo shit that we read anyway, he was just annoying to me. He was almost too fucking clingy. And not like, yes, he's possessive, but it was almost like
too much, like just overdone, like maybe you don't love her, you want to kill her, or
kind
of. Okay, all right.
Like, I mean, you totally read it, but it was like, like I said, like, but I will say, like, I know there's issues with Joe Arden in his audios and like how he does his shit fine and dandy. He did let like Malachi go fucking crazy. Like he sounded crazy. He did a good job. So I get what people love with the audio, and that's why I wanted to listen to the audio. He was just too clingy. And like I want like the dark possessiveness, things like that.
That's
but
what Edge of Darkness.
I think like they tried to do that, but it just
flopped.
Yeah, it just wasn't connecting in the way that I wanted it to.
Yeah, this is so like Edge of Darkness trilogy, like I'm gonna give you a little bit without spoiling it. So they meet as like 14, 15-year-olds. So there's lots of like backflashes from like when they're that age. Cool. And it's his twin sister's best friend. And he's kind of like obsessed with her. He's like stalks her. Like throughout the years. And now they're like adults. They're like 20. Okay. And his dad and the best friend, aka the twin sister, is a serial killer in America. Ooh. But they live in London. Oh, okay. And so they're all the friends are like tight with the twins. So like all of like the sister's friends are coming, and then all of Cade, the brother's friends are coming, and you can tell there's a lot of like
going back and forth.
Yeah, but like these two, they had been together when they were teens. Like the main character and the main male and the main female. Okay. And then they're traveling to America together. But like Cade, the main guy, like, absolutely hates this girl. Like, thinks she cheated on him. Like, absolutely fucking despises this girl.
Okay.
And she still is in love with him. He still stalks her because he's like, I can't love anybody else. But, like, he might also be a serial killer like his dad.
Question?
I don't, like, even after the first book, I was like, I don't know. And I started the second one, and it picks up literally where the first one left off.
Oh,
like,
I love that.
Like, they put her on a plane at the end of the first one. I opened up the second book, and she's in the plane. They're talking to her, and I'm like...
Love that.
And they're easy to read.
Sweet.
Like, really
okay.
easy to read. I even asked Kristen, I was like, are you done with, like, the trilogy already? Because, like, she's a much slower reader than we are. And she was like, I just finished book 2. And I was like, holy shit, you are mobbing. Because, like, I think she started on, like, Monday or Tuesday.
Oh,
so for her, that's
like
that's a fucking speed read. And she was like, I literally cannot put them down. So
okay, good.
We're going to have to review them.
Yes.
I was excited.
I will get that added. And you know what I was thinking, like, while you're telling me all that, too? Is, for Malachi, what it is, it's that... You know when you try to, you see those videos or whatever where you're breaking up with your boyfriend. He's like, no, don't leave me. That's it.
He's like really like needy, clingy. It's not like stalking from afar, like
Like,
watching,
he does.
protecting, but it's also...
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I think so. That's what's throwing me off. Is
No, fuck off.
Go away.
I don't need no fucking man.
I don't need a fucking man. Yeah, except for her, she's just like, I love my brother. I showed him all the ropes.
Ew.
That's what I'm saying, it's taboo. But he's girl. Like, I've never done this. And she's like, well, you know, he's like, show me. I want you to show me. And so, like, they fuck around, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little taboo for my liking.
Yeah, I mean, especially in front of their dad. Daddy comes home and he starts, like, fucking her in the hallway. And then Daddy is just like, what the fuck are you doing? And
I thought Credence was too much.
Oh,
but
no,
like,
no,
this
no.
is a little too much.
Yeah.
Like,
so, like, he keeps fucking going. Like, completely comes, gets up, Daddy, like, is trying to push him off or all that shit. And then he ends up pushing Daddy down the stairs. And then, like, jumps. Because, like, he went to fucking jail for a few years for, like, attempted murder.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But so I was like...
Not gonna be on my list to read.
Yeah.
We'll see if she does better with this trilogy, because I'm really liking those first books.
Oh,
so.
yeah. If it's not like the needy fucking thing, I can do a hate fuck.
Oh, dude, I love good.
So like,
I don't know what it is. I love like but I don't know.
It's not like aggression.
Yeah, it's
intention, but it's also like I want that fucking release.
Yes, so I'm not so angry,
yeah.
and then they come and then they're angry again, and I'm always like,
you'll fall in love eventually.
I'm always like, you guys still hate each other? Wasn't that great? Like, come on. Yeah. So we'll be back.
And I'm reading. I did pick up Leather and Lark, so
yeah,
that is coming.
We need to review that one because maybe we'll just wait until the third one comes out and do all 3.
Oh, true.
Because it is a trilogy.
That is, and we are getting the third one at some point.
I think pretty soon. Hang on, I'll tell you.
I know. And isn't there like a TV show in the works for Butcher and Blackbird, or was it a movie? I thought something was going on.
I thought it was a movie, but like then I'm not.
I'm
not sure anymore with like how many times they announce that shit. Pre-order. Okay. It releases Tuesday, February 11th. Well, I might pre-order Scythe and Sparrow.
Oh, but I mean, February.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So
we got time.
Yeah, and I'll be able to reread the other 2.
Yeah. Woo woo.
Okay. Nice and fresh. All right. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to see more from us, you can find us on Instagram at The Midnight Babes Podcast and on TikTok at The Midnight Babes. Stay spooky, friends.